Hello everybody, this is Fuzzy Buzzy Bees. This is one of my first ever vlog or blog posts. But I did kind of want to show people who are new beekeeping some of the stuff that I'm doing at this time of year. So this is one of my beautiful apiaries. I'm gonna turn the camera around. What we're doing today is we're going to go through some very early spring and just look at stores. And I'll talk through it as I go, and hopefully this video is helpful for you. It is about 63 degrees today, so again, it's a little early to do a full hive check, but I just want to check stores today. The red maples are blooming in North Carolina, in our part of Chapel Hill. You can see I have a top feeder flipped over. This is probably going to get lots of bad reviews, but it's allowed me to feed sugar cakes in the winter, since I don't have all the different size shims and whatnot. But you see, maybe see some bees are coming and going. You know, it's about 4:30, 63 degrees. Let's pop them open. I'm going to try not to use any smoke, but we'll see how they look. And there they are. So pretty good colony on top of these bees. Kind of clustered. They look good. This is one of my small beetle hive traps. Not doing a lot today, but we're going to change that up anyway. It's a CD case with a piece of Swiffer in there, but I'm going to try a different one today. Again, just trying to find a way without using oils to control small hive beetles. All right, so I want to check some of these outer frames, and I'm sorry if I'm out of focus. I'm a one-man show here. So I'll give you a look and let's see what's in some of these outer frames. So as you can tell, it does look like the bees are bringing in some red maples. Not a lot. This is the outer frame in the top box. Put that down. You know, I don't really want to move the bees around too much. But here we go. We see lots and lots of cap nectar still available. So bees are very docile. As I said, I have no smoke. It's always a good sign that they're well fed. And, you know, low mite load. Hopefully this time of the year, that's a full cap frame. These bees do not need any sugar cakes on top, so that's good. Here's another third frame of completely capped sugar water from the fall. I'm going to keep going, and I may, if I'm fully loaded here, I may put in a couple of frames where the bees can expand. You see, they seem to be bringing in quite a lot, but here we've hit the brood. You're going to see some eggs here. This is the top box. I'm probably 1, 2, 3. This is 6 frames, and there we have our good signs of brood. Lots of well laid out eggs. Hope you can see them there. But again, so like any good beekeeper, I am not going to go through this hive and check around for a queen. I don't want to disturb her. There are eggs present, so you know, this hive has plenty of food, good nectar reserves. I don't think we need to do anything at all today. And the pattern is really nice. Even the spotted center there where we have some hatching, they all have eggs that have been relayed. So it's always a good sign. I'm going to put them back. And that's all I'm going to do for this hive on February 22nd. I'm going to check them out. The bees are very docile, which is a good sign. Again, I have found bees to be angry for 3 reasons. Either they're queenless, they're infested with mites, or they're starving. So lots of good signs on this colony. I'll come back and put the rock on that in a second. All right, this is a great apiary. I really enjoy it a lot. See, this configuration here is 3 mediums. It's not ideal, but I am trying to recoup some of my medium frames so that I can use them as supers. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, I've never treated these supers with any type of mite repellent other than oxalic acid, so they can be used to store honey. All right, let's see how we're doing here temperament wise. So I'm going to go ahead and pop them open. Let's hope for the best. Look at these bees here. Lots and lots of bees. Listen, definitely a lot more activity around me. Lots of buzzing. I'm sure you can hear it. I hope you can hear it. There's one of my CD covers. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off. Oh, look at the bees activity here. Well, not pleased. What we're gonna do, hoping to get into one or two of these outer frames. I would just like to see if they have stores. You know, if they've already taken the honey out here. You know, it's a good sign that something nice. Oh, look at that! They're well built out, so they're bringing all that in. But if you look, just 2 frames in, we have just a solid brood pattern here. Look at all those pretty bees. So, and they're just laying everywhere. Got lots of cap cells down there. This is the time in North Carolina when we can have swarm cells. While it's still fairly early for bees to swarm, you know, bees are telling us what they want to do and we're just trying to adapt to it. Again, that's drones, which is good. Seeing some drone activity. Trying to look down in there for some eggs. But again, this is not a bad looking colony right here. I am gonna guess, you know, I was hoping some of these frames would just be super full of honey, but we are brooding all the way out. And we've actually hit some brand new young. So I'm excited. It's a good pattern. I really like, this is a good looking bee. You know, so bees are also calmed down. But you know, one of the things that we get here is we have a 3 mediums. And the bees, of course, will move up during the winter time. As they lay, that queen bee is going to move up into the hive. So I'm guessing that bottom box is empty. So if we don't have any really good pollen or nectar coming in on this side, I might rotate that box up. Look at that. This box is full of bees. So without angering anybody, or as little as possible, I wouldn't do this normally this time of the year. You know, but the bees don't look, I'm guessing if they're clustered in box 2, and box 3, and then that bottom box is wide open, meaning that the bees have in fact moved up. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna, you know, we're gonna just try to take, you know, it's not gonna be that heavy. You know, it's still early in the season. So I'm gonna try to take both boxes off at the same time. Oh, look at that. And look at that bottom box. I do not think, I'll have to look around here a little bit. Again, no smoke. Bees are less than happy with me right now. I should have some smoke, but, oh, see what I said? Look at that. There's really nothing in these frames at all. There's no young. The bees are really cleaning it out, which means I'm gonna go ahead and take this because I think a lot of these frames are gonna be excellent. I wanna move them into my nectar boxes when I'm looking for honey. Nothing. All right, didn't want to do this today, but I did think some of my medium supers would be full because, you know, the deeps are just bigger. So what I did is I bought a brand new box of deeps that I want to, or mediums that I want to put into this hive anyway. So this is a little bit of a fun game here. I'm gonna set that down. I'm now gonna take this bottom box off. The bees are not happy with me right now. This is February. And what I'm gonna do is, I've disturbed these guys as little as possible. Again, I don't recommend picking up 2 boxes, but I'm an idiot. And I'm gonna set them down like that. So now the bees are, you know, they can resettle in. The box is all lined up, you know, see that? And now they're all just gonna go back in and resituate themselves and, you know, hopefully generally forget about me in 2 or 3 seconds. All right, so now, again, I normally would not do this work this early in the season, but I don't want them to swarm either. There's my first sting in the ankle. Got my boots on too. That always sucks. All right. I'm gonna give these ladies some sugar patties, which I hope they'll enjoy. Bees do not move hard sugar around the hive, so it'll really just be to feed them should they be interested in food, which I think they are because it's got a lot of bees. So I'm gonna take that, put my knife down, I'm just gonna flip it over, put it right on top. There's one. Flip it over. There's two. Well, that was just a lot to do with a camera around my neck for the first time, but the three mediums, which I'll show you in just one second, the bottom box was completely empty, so I rotated that to the top. Again, I normally wouldn't do I haven't done a thorough hive inspection, but I normally wouldn't do that if there was any sign of clustering or anything like that in February. We're still gonna get cold nights, but the bottom box was completely empty. So, and the top box was full of bees. So, you know, it's also early swarm season, so hopefully they have that whole top box to grow into. And then the one that's two deeps and one medium, I did find, you know, I did what I wanted to do. I found there is nectar coming in, so the red maples and other early spring flowers are definitely bringing in nectar and pollen. There's a lot of great brood pattern, lots of eggs that I saw, and it does look like the bottom deep is empty. So, you know, it's one of those things where I don't like to have a deep medium, but I may just rotate that and keep that hive as it is, and then that's what it'll be going into nectar season. So I'll give you one more shot.